On 29th of August 1882, Australia defeated England in a cricket match played at Kennington Oval in London. A day later, the Sporting Times carried a mock obituary of the English cricket, which concluded that the body will be cremated and the ashes will be taken to Australia. The concept caught the imagination of the sporting public, and there are several stories regarding the ashes urn, and these stories add to the mystery and mystique of the whole thing. Now, besides the intriguing story of the ashes urn, involves a private girls' school in southeast England. Take a look.
The story behind how the Test match series between England and Australia became known as the Ashes and why the smallest trophy in world sport has gained such fame is an elaborate tale. Cobham Hall is a stately home in a quiet corner of southeast England, and the site, now a private girls' school, played a key role in the origin and history of cricket's Ashes series between England and Australia. The story begins back in August 1882, when England lost to Australia for the first time on home soil at the Oval in London. Such was the outrage at England suffering such a humiliating defeat that the Sporting Times newspaper published a satirical obituary announcing the death of English cricket. The obituary included, "The body will be cremated and the ashes taken to Australia." A few weeks later, an English team captained by Ivo Bligh set off to tour Australia, with Bligh vowing to return with the ashes and restore English honour. Bligh completed the tour and won the series 2-1. And following a social game which was not part of the official series, he was presented with a small terracotta urn by a group of women from Melbourne as a symbol of the ashes that he had travelled to Australia to regain. He brought the urn back to England and kept it at home at Cobham Hall, the ancestral home of the Darnley family.
Ivo Bligh was the 8th Lord Darnley. So this was his family home, so he lived here. And his association with the Ashes urn just there is that he was the captain of the English cricket team. He played cricket for England, that famously lost that match against Australia that ultimately led to the creation of the Ashes and the trophy that it is now.
One of the ladies who had presented the urn to Bligh, Florence, became his wife, adding an element of romance to the whole affair. But there is also intrigue. What the urn actually contained has long been a source of intense speculation down the years, with various tales that contribute to the mystery and charm of the urn.
The story is that some Australian ladies, partly as a joke, presented this little urn that originally had, I believe, contained perfume that was supposed to contain the ashes of one of the Bales in that match that England had lost, and that became known as the Ashes, and that's where the little prize started.
Bligh regarded the urn as a personal gift, and it was never intended as a trophy. There was no trophy at the series desk. DD News.